Keep your heaters handy. We're in for another cold weekend. From rain in Cape Town to minimum temperatures in the lower single digits expected in Gauteng and even snow forecast in parts of the country. Let's get the lowdown on the days ahead with Lehlohonolo Tobela from the South African Weather Service. Lehlohonolo, so another cold weekend. Is this normal for this time of year, and exactly what can we expect?
Good evening. Yes, I think especially for snow, yes, it is normal for us to receive snow at this time of the year. We're still expecting that cold front to pass through over most parts of the country. That will be affected will be the southern areas. That would be the Western Cape, Eastern Cape, spreading to KZN, and areas in the eastern parts that would involve extreme eastern parts of Mpumalanga. As it currently stands, we've experienced some snowfall over the Drakensberg Mountains, spreading over to the northwestern parts of KZN. That would count also over the Free State, eastern parts of Free State. That would involve Harrismith, Newcastle, and some areas thereby Foxrust over the border between Mpumalanga, Free State, and KZN. That's where most of the snow fell through today. While we're expecting cool and cold temperatures to be expected, mostly cold and very cold temperatures expected over the southern parts of the country throughout into the weekend, especially over Western Cape and Eastern Cape, where we're expecting isolated showers and scattered showers over the southern areas for tomorrow. But temperatures start to pick up from the cold and very cold from Sunday and into Monday, where we're expecting no rainfall over most parts of the central and the eastern parts. However, we still have a warning for wave and winds. That will be between areas over the Cape Agulhas spreading over to Richards Bay by the afternoon tomorrow.
So when you say very cold temperatures, is the mercury going to dip below freezing point?
Yeah, we expect to. I mean, cold conditions would be very cold, would be anything below 10 degrees Celsius. That was in the maximum temperatures. But most of the temperatures in the southern areas, that like Western Cape, Eastern Cape, and some parts in the southern parts of KZN, are expected to receive maximum temperature. I mean, expected to feel of a maximum temperatures of up to about 17 degrees. So it will be anything between 10 and 70 would be cold, but very cold will be anything below 10 degrees Celsius.
Okay, let's just get back to that wave warning for southern coastal areas. Talk to us about the seriousness of that wave warning.
I mean, it's still an aware. I mean, we sent it out as a yellow warning, where we just making sure that the damage is it's manageable. Although it won't be as hectic. However, it's still maintained over to the afternoon, where it spreads further in the coastal areas. So we mainly over the coastal areas. So people who are around the coastal activities and performing certain activities along the coast should be aware of such waves and possibly stronger winds, which might be damaging, especially if you are to be around the coastal areas.
So I know South Africans, because snow is so rare, love snow. There's a lot of snow tourists, people who head out to those snow-hit areas to take photographs and enjoy that rare occasion. I don't think it's snowed in Gauteng for years. Can we expect any of that white gold?
Well, we haven't. I like what you said, white gold. We're not expecting anything for over Gauteng. I mean, the stretch of the snow, as we've seen by today, was up until Foxrust, which is just between, it's just the northern areas of Newcastle and just in the border of Free State, Mpumalanga, as well as KZN. And that's how far it is went, and we're not expecting anything to reach Gauteng. Gauteng will just be cold in the southern areas, would be between Johannesburg and Vereeniging. However, the northern areas, Pretoria and Pretoria North and areas above, would experience some cool temperatures to about the maximum of 20 degrees Celsius. So no snow is expected over Gauteng and most parts of the northern areas.
And just as a last question, are we seeing major changes in terms of climate patterns? I know you said at the start of the interview that this is expected weather for this time of year, but given the La Nina cycle, are you observing any major changes in what we can expect, especially going into the next couple of months?
In terms of weather, well, I'd say, I mean, I'm not a specialist in climatology, as said, as I'm a meteorologist and forecast, and I do forecast from day to day. We'd expect some climate variability from area to area based on how it occurs and what weather does based on the season we're in. I mean, we're in a weak La Nina stage as we speak, which would probably bring more rainfall for eastern areas and more summer rainfall areas. I mean, even in the southwestern parts of the country, involving the Western Cape province, where they experience rainfall over winter, they were not getting much of rain. So I guess it's that time of the season where you have just climate variability per area, and it's mainly what happens over years with weather.
Well, thank you so much for speaking to us. That was Letlo Honolo Tobela from South African Weather Service, giving us some either good news or bad news, depending on whether you like the cold or not.